This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Honestly, my favorite match between you guys is the one in the cage, the singles match in the cage. I thought that was just so different and real.
Submission match,
the one at Lockdown,
the MMA match.
Yeah, the MMA match. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that match.
The intensity of that match, man. You talk about intensity here.
Oh, what? Joe's the only person I could have done it with.
Yeah,
be honest with you, that type of match, MMA submission match in a cage at Lockdown. Yeah, Samoa Joe's the only guy I know I could have done that with.
Well, it's funny because at the time, ironically, Impact, there are at least rumors that they're going to bring in Bob Sapp for a program with you.
Well, Bob and I discussed doing a fight in Japan. Yes, I'm crazy. I was going to actually fight Bob Sapp in Japan. And it changed to TNA, having a wrestling match in TNA, but nothing ever came to fruition. It just got dropped by the wayside.
How do you think that would have gone?
Well, I would have gone over in TNA.
That's
I don't
right.
think I would have beat him in the fight in Japan. I think the guy's probably a little bit too big and a little too strong for me.
All right, so you just tapped out Joe again with another ankle lock. And now you are up 2-1. You've just made one of the top baby faces in the company tap twice.
In a row.
In a row, consecutively. Is there any concern of how that may make the baby face look at the end of the day?
Well, this is a different type of match. It's an Iron Man match. And does it really matter how many times he's going to tap out? This is just one match. If it was several matches, I understand. But, Joe's going to get some submissions on me. I'm going to get some on him. You have to remember, this is a very long match, and there's going to be more than one submission.
We've got about 10 minutes left in it. And this is kind of that classic story, right, Kurt, where now the babyface has to climb a mountain because he is behind, and he has to overcome something. That's kind of pro wrestling 101.
Oh, yeah. The babyface, you always want him to be behind when you're in the final 10 minutes of the match. You want him chasing to try to win because you want the fans to get behind him. So if he's ahead, it gives the fans no reason to cheer as long as he continues to stay ahead. But if he's behind, the fans are going to root him on. Are
you a subscriber to the belief that there's more money in the chase than there is in the title run? Because that's like a mantra in pro wrestling. Do you believe in that?
I believe so. I think there's more money in the chase than the title run.
Kind of thinking like Bryan Danielson at WrestleMania, all that good stuff. And now Joe is on the mend here, under 10 minutes to go. We should mention, by the way, you heard it in the promo, the #1 contender spot is on the line in this match. So it's not just a personal feud. Now this is a quasi prize fight here.
It's for the world championship, a shot at the world title.
Yeah. Here's Joe firing up. Joe is so good at firing up. Step up. Man, I'd be so concerned. Joe knows you're out here. Does that change how he works? Does he have to be less snug because he knows that you're out on your feet?
I don't think Joe really cares, to be honest with you. I think Joe just continued to be Joe. And I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing.
Well, to be fair,
to make sure that his head bumped on the ground. But if I'm going to angle slam somebody, their head's going to hit the canvas. There's nothing I can do about it. So I don't think Joe was trying to be careful. I think Joe was just trying to get through the match, especially with me having a concussion. I was a pain in the ass to Joe in this match.
To be fair, maybe this is just one giant prolonged receipt for you for putting that ankle lock on him when he hurt his knee, when he hurt that MCL.
You might be right.
Because, you made him all black and blue.
Purpose.
You made him all black and blue, apparently. So now he's just going to get one up on you.
You can see all the black and blue marks on him.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what this is. But, you mentioned that you're knocked out here. Honestly, Kurt, it's not apparent. It's really not apparent. Like, to you it is because you've seen it and you know what you look like knocked out, and he just ties things up here at the Muscle Buster. But you don't look like you're out of it. You're staying with him stride for stride.
Well, if you saw earlier, you saw me mess up on an angle slam, and Joe ended up falling, and I ended up covering him, and it ended up being a blown spot. that was me. I forgot the spot. And so for the most part, it seems like I'm coherent and that I'm heavily into the match, but there are times when I miss some spots, and that's because of the concussion.
Yeah. And a lot of times in situations like this, you go home early, but you can't in a match like this because it's an Ironman match.
Yeah. You have to go to the end.
And it happened.
About it.
It happened so early in the match too.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.